Hi, this is Misha, and I had this gun out for a video on the main channel, the Mishaco channel. I just thought I would record something for the personal channel here. It's been a bit since I've done a firearms related video, and this is one that pops up in a number of our other videos. This is my Legion USA Russian or Soviet RPK in 7.62-39. This was a bit of a special one. They had a number of kits come in, matching number kits come in from Russia. And this one was a really early date. In fact, boop, boop, boop. See if I can get you there, guys. Maybe. It is a 1961 date, which was the first full year of production at the company we know today as Molot. A lot of places say the RPK was adopted in 1959, which was the year the AKM was adopted. That's, I guess, technically true on paper. The design was created at Izhevsk, today what we know as Izhevsk, but it was transferred over to Molot in 1960 because they had leftover capacity, and since that time Molot has become quite famous for their RPKs and RPKSs, later the RPK-74 and RPKS-74, and more recently newer guns like the RPK-74M, RPK-201, RPK-203, and of course the current RPK-16. And this is just one of those guns. There's really no true Russian RPK import. There are a few of the FIME Molot RPK imports, which are actually the modern versions. There's also the older IO imported Vepr 4 or Vepr 1V as it's actually written. But these are all newer. If you want an older style, original 60s style, you have to build from a kit. And an old original gun, first year production like this, is going to have some unique features. For one, it's going to have the the rib top cover as opposed to smooth. And it would have a wood pistol grip, along with, of course, wood furniture. And it would have the dimpled magwell. Legion built these from kits. And as I said in my AKM Legion video, these were assembled in Florida, but the gunsmiths they employ down there are actually former employees of either Izhevsk or Molot over here on work visas as skilled labor. So these are built by Russians who were trained in the original factories, and that explains why things like the rivets are very well done. And the attention to detail is there. These are all quite nice looking guns. The receiver is from Nodak Spud. It's an NDS-7, which is nice. It has the 1.5mm heavy duty wall, no side rail, and you notice the firing control group pins don't have the X and Y stamp. This is actually correct for the heavy-duty receivers. Unlike the 1.0 AKM receivers, they did not have the stamps because the reinforcing was not needed. The barrels on these are US made. Unfortunately, we don't have a good source of imports for RPK barrels. But it is proper 23¼ inches long. It is the heavy profile. With the step at the cleaning rod retainer. And it is chrome lined. Unfortunately, it's not cold hammer forged. This is made by Green Mountain, which is about as good as you can do. I thought we would get her on the Bipod here. Standard RPK pod, of course. This is a Russian pouch for the drum. This is a Russian drum in here, which is pretty great. Legion had these drums in nice shape, but they were out of pouches. But luckily, Desert Fox Outfitters had the pouches, so I was able to complete the set. The sling is also Russian, of course, with the distinctive shoulder pad. This is the earlier style sling without the double hook. Later Afghan war slings could have the second hook in the back. Not all, but some did. You can also see one other early feature, now that we're on this side. If you look at the bolt carrier, you'll notice, hopefully you're seeing it, that it does not have the lightning cut, which would actually very quickly be put onto these. But like the earliest AKMs, they did not. So yeah, this is a pretty nice example of a well done Russian RPK kit build. And I especially like it because it is a first-year production, and I have Alex to thank for that. The only real criticism people have leveled at the Legion guns is the finish. It's not exactly correct for the paint that Russia used, but as I've said in other videos, keep in mind that not all Russian paints were identical, depending on originality or refurb or anything. And in worst case, repainting a gun is pretty easy if a person thinks they can make a better, more authentic looking finish. But it's not egregiously out of place. It's not Parkerized, at least. It is a paint. And it's not blued, which would just be really weird. But yeah, I really like this gun. I had a different one earlier on, but when the 61 came in, I decided to sell that one and keep this one. As you saw, this one is a fixed stock. Legion did do a very small number of the RPKS side folders as well. But yeah, just thought I would show this off. Why not? Since Legion USA isn't the most well-known company. And it's a gun that I really like. That really completes my Russian collection. And like I said, I already had it out for a main channel video, so I figured, why not talk to you guys about it? Anywho, any questions or comments? Welcome on below as always. If you could, like, share, and subscribe. And also, check out the main Mishaco channel for more RPK goodness, history, shooting reviews, all that kind of stuff. I will catch you next time.